I've invited you today because we need to sit down and work out a training plan just so that we can get you up to speed on all of the financial things that we need to do. Just a little bit of background of why we're training you to do what we're doing. John Black, our CFO, wanted to give me some figures just to get you going, I guess. The company aims to achieve a net profit before tax of $1 million this year. As you know, economics have gone down, poor sales, and also there's an increase in expenses for wages. So they're looking really closely at why we're doing what we're doing. So it's going to be crucial that what we teach you today, we can put into action really quickly.
Okay.
All right. So I've got a couple of handouts. I'll give those out to you in just a moment. But let's begin. Do you enjoy working a big red bike?
I do.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Stephen Covey, very famous for 7 Habits of Successful People. Yeah. He said that we need to start with the end goal in mind. And that way we need to know what we're working towards.
Yeah.
So if at any time there's something that you need to know or clear up, you just let me know, okay? So first of all, of course, we need to decide our budget, which comes down from John Black, and then us as a department, we're going to look and see how we can come to that budget. So we establish where we currently are, and then we can make some really good decisions that help us reach that. Obviously, there's some processes that cost the company money that maybe we could let go. And there's also an employee ratio to productivity. Maybe there's some people who are filing their nails all day. Who knows? But let's have a look at that as well. And we also need to speak to the department heads regularly and make sure that budgets are being kept. Now, I'm going to go all the way back. I'm not quite sure. I need to fill you in the way that we do our reports. So this is an overview of our budget for this financial year. I'm just going to go through some main points here. Of course, we've got the financial year with the different quarters, and that travels all the way down here to our net profit after tax. And in between, we work out how to get our revenue, all the different, telephone, advertising, they all add up here. Then we sum them all up. We actually find out what our income tax expense, and all of that works out our net profit. So this looks, some people just type it all in and then hand in a report. What I'd like to show you today, and over the coming weeks we're going to have a plan together, is that we can actually use Microsoft Excel and put a formula in so that if we go in and type a different one, then the bottom figure is going to change, all because of the formulas that we've put in place. So we don't, sometimes we go to look at MYOB or Quicken or something, but sometimes if we just need to do simple spreadsheets like that, all we need to do is just look at our formulas and everything comes out all right.
Okay.
So in saying that, I'm now going to show you, this is not, this is a YouTube, that is, sorry, just a minute, let me just go onto here, into here, and there's going to be a link in there. What we can do now, so I'll just play it for you here.
Yes.
Hopefully we've got sound. Do we have sound? Okay, we don't have sound, that's okay. So I'm just going to talk over the top of it. On YouTube you can actually go in and listen to this later. I'll send you the link. Well, what I'm going through and doing here is I'm going to show you how we can use that spreadsheet. At the moment you can see that it's just a static number up there.
Yes.
So what we're going to go in and do is we're actually going to change it from a static number. Have you ever done this before, where you put in equals and make it a formula?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So what we want here is the gross profit. So if we do sales minus, and then we put commission, direct wages, cost of goods sold in a bracket, then we actually are going to come to that amount. What a shame I don't have sound. And then we'll drag it over so that we've got all of the quarters in there as well. Okay, so coming down the spreadsheet, I'm just showing there that actually as you go along, and it's good that you know those, so we can just keep going through that. We change that, of course, that will change from 2340 to 2394. So depending on what you actually change, it changes that as well. So the next thing that we would go down and do is we'd go down and do the expenses, and that's more of a different formula where we actually use the auto sum. The auto sum doesn't actually pick up. If you put auto sum, you'll notice that there's a gap in the middle there, so we need to grab that and pull it all the way up to the top. Very interesting. Sometimes you have reports and you've only got up to here and you wonder why it doesn't balance so much. And we'll drag that over. That was an easy one. I like that one. Net profit, obviously, is the total sales minus the total expenses.
Before tax.
Yep. We can do that really quickly, please, Jane. Thank you very much. It's just magic, isn't it, really?
Very impressive.
And this whole board actually is a star board. So what I can do is I can change it and actually write with my finger on the board.
Oh, really?
And I can print this out, and you can actually see everything that I've written on the board.
Okay.
If I write something along here that says accounts or whatever, it will actually change it to text so that you can get a printout of what was
Very
done.
impressive.
Yeah. So we're just doing the income tax expense at the moment, which is this one here times the 25 over 100, which will give us the percent.
Spread over the quarters.
25%, yep. And of course the last one is net profit after tax, which is that one minus that one equals that one. Thank you very much, Mr. Squiggle. Beautiful. I have to tell your team leader about the time that you're spending in here as well. Is your time, as he's just walked past. So
I had finished my duties with him.
okay. Well, good. So that's the end of that. I'll have to make sure that I upload this as well. Otherwise, they're not going to get to see it, are they? So let's just quickly go on. We don't have much more to go because there's a couple of policies that I actually need you to have a look at. I've done handouts here. One is the petty cash policy.
Yes.
The other one.
As a special announcement to all exciting customers, we now have a new reward program called BSBFIM501. From now on, you are going to be able to earn
I wondered what that was. Okay, so.
She's not here, she's at home, so I have to do that.
I've got to be very careful what comes up, don't I?
It's to share my heart and bring out a special friend of mine on stage.
Okay. And we would love that, but at the moment,
Another
no.
time.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Petty cash.
So you've got two policies in front of
Yes.
you. One that you need to be really aware of is the petty cash, or how we allow our personnel to pay for small expenditures within the business.
Yes.
The other one is really important, which is expense reimbursement. We're going to look at travel expense claims. When will you not be reimbursed, which
Yes.
is important. How do we do accommodation and own meals expenses? And you've got your handout there. So you can look at those in your leisure.
Yeah, that's just a breakdown of
Yeah.
the criteria. Yep.
Yeah. The other thing that you're going to need to really take in is the record keeping requirements for the ATO.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of backups. We need to keep all of the invoices and receipts. Have you been in cashiers before?
Yes.
Yeah? How did you come into the company? I mean, if you came in through a shop or whatever, one of our shops, then you would know all of these things about how we keep our cash register tapes.
Yes, I did come from a shop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All of the employee records, including tax file number example, everything to do with the motor vehicles, logbooks. So the records must be stored either electronically or in paper form.
Mm-hmm.
In our company, we prefer electronic. Why would that be?
Oh, it's just easier. It saves paper, less space.
That's right. And also, if a fire sweeps through our office, we've
Yeah.
just automatically
As
lost
long
it
as
all,
it's
haven't
backed up
we?
every night. Yeah.
And this can get backed up as well. So, in a nutshell, that's what it is. Do you have any questions?
No, it looks all really good and straightforward.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What I'm going to go and do now is sit down and I'll actually make out a training plan for you.
Yeah.
Or I can come and sit with you at your desk.
Mhm.
We're going to go through that budget, make your own macros for me,
Yep.
your own formulas, so that I can actually see that you're competent to do this.
Yes.
And then I think you might be good to go. Every now and then I'll come and sit with you just to see how you're going.
See how I'm
But
tracking.
because you've already got that kind of a background, Faith,
Yeah.
I think that you're going to hit the ground running.
Oh, it looks very user friendly.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Beautiful. All right. Thanks for coming.
No worries. Thanks for updating me.
Yeah. Once again, if you need any help, let me know.
I will.
And we'll work that out together.